You will drown in eternal night. Silence.
Welcome back everyone to another Mortal Kombat mobile character review. Today we are looking at Noxious Reptile, and without any further ado, let's get right into it. Noxious Reptile is part of the Outworld class and his passive is called Feral Combat. The entire team's bleed and poison damage are increased by plus 30%. Noxious Reptile has been a part of MK Mobile since the very beginning, which dates back to April 2015. In all those years, his passive has always stayed the same. Back in the day, he was maxed out with level 50 and Fusion 7, and he can be found in the Gold Pack and of course the Outworld Pack, as well as the store at times. In the old store his price was 200 souls, and he then became a little bit more expensive with 250 souls in the new store. And as then the level cap was raised with update 1.18, he now is maxed out with level 60 and Fusion X. Reptile's gear piece is the Saurian armor, and it gives you 35% max health boost, 20% self-heal at the end of special attack 3 or X-ray/fatal blow attack, which goes for Reptile characters only, and 50% recovery boost. For his feats of strength, he will have to win 200 matches in challenge mode to unlock his rune. For his victory stances, he will have to win 750 matches in faction wars. For his taunts, he has to perform 1500 special 2 attacks. For his icons, he has to perform 3000 combo enders. For his backgrounds, he has to perform 250 X-ray/fatal blow attacks. And for his titles, he has to knock out 500 Jackie Briggs enemies. And now we are taking a closer look at the victory stances one by one, starting with victory. Then next we have warming up. Third would be MK3 victory. And exclusive for Noxious Reptile only, Poison Puke. And on your victory screen it will look like this. Now I'm going to show you all of his backgrounds. Next up we have the icons. And finally the titles. Noxious Reptile has two kinds of combo enders. The first one is a low high kick, including a little backflip. And for his second one, he throws a little poison ball at his opponent. Noteworthy here is that this will not poison the opponent in terms of debuffs. His special 1 attack is called Acid Puke, and this one has a poison effect tied to it. This one is a very fast attack and is capable of knocking out your opponents. His special 2 attack is called Toxic Fumes, and it poisons the opponent as well as giving him a shield and also knocks out. His X-Ray is called Extinction Event, and this one has a healing buff for you and your entire team. Please keep in mind that this ability can be interrupted by your opponent either by applying poison or adding the incurability debuff to you. When it comes to his passive, there is unfortunately not much to show in terms of visuals, simply because the poison and bleed effects would be a little bit stronger than without Reptile in the team, but if you just compare that, it is not really that noticeable. And now it's already time to recommend some gear again, and here I would go with his tower gear and say the Acid Dragon's Tekko Kagi, as well as the other brutality gear, Acid Dragon's Deathly Vial. Both are pretty cool on Reptile, even though the gold version is not able to perform the brutality, but the effects from these gear pieces are pretty cool. Now then, as usual, you need a block breaker, and here I would go with the Rusty Chainsaw, simply because that special 2 can be very useful, because it gives the shield to you to absorb some damage, and if you perform that special 2, you would still have a special 1 left, so you could then afterwards still poison your opponent on top and then safely tag out. Then as option number 4, another tower gear piece, but this one is an uncommon, and that is the Snake Fang, just increasing the poison damage as well as the poison durability. So it totally makes sense on a character that uses poison. Reptile does, so Snake Fang on Reptile. And then the winner in my book in this case is the Living Dead armor. The shield is a cool thing, but the duration is quite short, so in this case you would still have a little safety net to come back to life, and even on Fusion Zero this armor would do. And then let's come to my personal favorite loadout, and that would be the Bladed Fan. So you have a block breaker and the chance to heal on special 1, the Living Dead of course to come back to life, and the Soul Medallion to cut the power costs of special 2 in half, and of course also adding a little bit of power generation boost so that he can reach his special 2 faster. Then we get to the character recommendations, and character number 1 is, as usual, for an Outworld character, Mournful Kitana, who gives a bar of power to every Outworld teammate. Then to increase his health I would recommend Nimble Reptile, and to do a little bit more poison and bleed damage you can add Ravenous Melina. And then we also have Classic Goro, who is by itself 1.5 Wrath Hammers if you see it like that. And then of course, since we're talking Outworld, Day of the Dead Kitana, who would give him the ability to heal every time when an opponent resurrects, is knocked out, has a bone shield. Incredible card, especially if you play Outworld teams. To come up with an overall verdict for Noxious Reptile is pretty easy, at least for me, because I actually find this character is for a basic hold quite amazing. And I know that not many people would agree on that. They just see the low stats and then trash the character automatically. But just keep in mind that this character was around in MK Mobile from the very beginning, so that was a time where no diamond character was around. But even today, with the diamonds characters around, as you can see right here in the footage in the background, I'm basically destroying an entire diamond team just with Noxious Reptile, and that despite being one of the cards who has the lowest stats in the game, but his speed is so incredible that Liu Kang here has the special 2 ready, and he cannot do anything simply because his basics are so fast that Reptile just knocked him out. And sure, I'm using the Living Dead armor and the Frost Orb on him, but let's be real, I'm facing a maxed out diamond team and I'm not even bothering to tag out here with Reptile. I'm just keeping it going. The shield is also incredibly useful to absorb some damage and protect him a little bit. Then here the X-Ray, who heals you as well as your entire team. There is not much about to say than thumbs up. This card is, despite his little shortcomings, pretty incredible. But of course it would be nice if he would get a little stat boost, and especially increasing the duration of the shield. So now let's have a quick look at the pros and cons again. First pro, extremely fast basic attacks. Second pro, he has a shield on special 2 to absorb damage. Then third pro, team heal on special 3. Don't underestimate this function, it is very useful. But we will also have a few negatives, and negative number 1 would be the very low stats. Absolutely, I have to acknowledge that. It would be better if he would last a bit longer. Then second, I already mentioned that as well, very short shield duration. And then as a third con, and that I kind of have with all Reptile characters, he should be at least immune to poison. And now when it comes to a final overall rating, and keep in mind I'm only judging basic gold characters because it would be unfair if I would compare this card to a diamond card of newer standards, but the way he is for basic golds, he will get an 8 out of 10. He's without a doubt one of my favorite gold characters when it comes to basic golds, and it always has been that way. I love his speed, I love his design, and given the fact that he's so easy to achieve and to max out even, it's a great card that everybody should have in their collection, and be it just to really complete challenges faster if you are building a nice collection. And yeah, that's pretty much all about the Noxious Reptile review from my side. Please also check out the video I did quite a while back where I added this card to my In Defense of series, where I will be playing an entire hard battle with only Noxious Reptile. I'm not allowed to tag out and have to get through a hard battle from beginning to end, and I can already spoil that one. He made it. So if you made it that far in the review, in the title cards at the end of this video, I will directly link to that In Defense of video with Noxious Reptile, so you can reach that with one convenient click. And as always, thank you all for stopping by on the channel, and see you on the next one. Thank you for tuning in once again. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment and subscribe. In case you didn't like the video, hit the dislike button twice just to make sure. And if you want to support the channel a little further, please consider joining the Patreon family of KC Mobile Gaming. You can already do that with as little as just $1 a month. And also follow me on social media like Twitter and Facebook. You will find all the necessary information in the description below of every video. If you want to see more content, then why don't you just click on one of those 2 videos here. Thank you for your support. Have a good one. KC over and out for today.